Okay, so we're looking at probably the biggest shift in how we get information since, well, maybe the printing press. It's incredible tech, no doubt.
Absolutely spectacular.
But the sources we looked at, they argue there's this huge hidden cost, something that really changes how we think. So our mission here is to unpack that for you.
Yeah, what's really striking is the death of the old way, The classic search engine result page, that list of, 10 blue links.
Right, kind of chaotic maybe, but you had to dig in.
Exactly, democratic even. That's dying. And it's being replaced by AI, just, a single voice giving you the answer.
And that's the trade-off, isn't it?
Hmm?
The sources call it moving from material reality, the actual primary sources, the evidence, to this abstract narrative. We're sort of handing over the power to define reality to, well, a pretty small group of developers.
The story replaces the truth, basically.
So let's dig into that, how we go from being detectives to just watching.
Well, think about the old system. Those search results, they were like clues, right? A list of evidence.
Yeah, you had to click, compare, see who disagreed.
You were the detective. You weighed the evidence, you synthesized it. That friction, that effort, that was critical thinking in action.
It's like reading the actual study versus just the press release headline.
Exactly. But the AI answer engine, it just gets rid of all that. It hands you one clean block of text, the collapsed probability point, as the source material puts it.
The AI did the synthesizing, but you don't see the work.
Yeah.
You just get the final word.
Precisely. And the AI itself becomes the primary source in that moment. Anything that contradicts that neat answer, it's just collapsed into oblivion, not suitable for the answer. So you go from being active, weighing things up, to just passive. You're the audience.
Okay, so this feels like a massive centralization of control. I mean, think about controlling information in the past. You'd have to control libraries, publishers.
A huge physical material task, really hard to do completely. But today, the sources argue it's way more efficient, maybe disturbingly so. You centralize power by controlling the fine-tuning of just a handful of dominant AI models.
It's like a digital ministry of truth, almost.
That's the analogy used, yeah. You don't burn books anymore, you just tweak the math. You change the underlying model that generates the answers for everyone.
But calling developers false rulers? That sounds pretty strong. What's the actual danger here? What does this power unlock?
Semantic warfare, that's the term the sources use. Once you centralize the world's truth engine, it becomes, well, the ultimate weapon.
More powerful than tanks or planes?
Potentially, yes. Why invade when you can subtly rewire a rival population's reality from the inside? A hostile actor could poison the AI's training data with false artifacts.
False artifacts? Like what?
Tiny bits of misleading data, skewed associations. The goal is internal collapse, driven by the AI itself.
Okay, the sources laid out some specific objectives for this semantic warfare. First one was promoting self-loathing.
Yeah, weakening the links in the data between, say, their culture and achievement, making the AI subtly tell a story of failure.
Wow. Okay, second was destroying social cohesion.
Right. By strengthening the mathematical connections between specific group identities and concepts like grievance or conflict, engineer division through the information feed.
And the third objective sounds like something out of a spy novel.
Engineer.
Crisis.
Exactly. Give deliberately bad financial advice or disastrous agricultural advice via the AI. Cause a winter by proxy, as the source puts it, and the AI delivers this stuff with total confidence.
Well, the user just thinks they're, looking up information.
And they trust the answer.
So for you listening, what does this all add up to? The sources paint a picture of a population potentially living inside the AI's dream, increasingly cut off from the physical world.
And they predict this great opt-out, a point where the AI's perfect digital plans just fail. They can't maintain the building, so to speak.
When the elegant theories hit messy reality, like the power grid or the food supply.
Precisely. When physics and biology assert themselves over the abstract narrative, that's when the system's flaws become undeniable.
So the real digital divide isn't about access anymore.
Not primarily, no. It's between the herd, the ones who trust the single AI answer, and the individual actors, people who realize they need to step away from the digital stampede.
So rebellion becomes trusting reality. Physical reality.
Falling back on physical books, maybe local knowledge, the undeniable truth of, who actually has food. It boils down to something very basic.
Which leaves us with this final thought. If the AI is designed to give you the perfect synthesized answer, how can you even be sure you're still asking the right questions?